Hello and welcome back to another episode of Handy Dandy Repairs. First things first, I've got a new boom mic for my microphone and brings it a lot closer to my face, so hopefully the audio is a bit better for you. If it's not, please let me know, or if you have suggestions or anything, let me know down in the comments. If it is better, also let me know. I really am trying my best to make these videos as good as possible to keep people enjoying them. Obviously I do it for fun, but I want people to enjoy the content that I'm putting out, so if it does sound better, please let me know. If it doesn't, let me know that too. But let's get into today's episode. So I have had a customer bring me a pile of pieces for a PS5. I hope everything's here, but let's get into it. So first things first, I'm just going to move all the unnecessary stuff out of the way. Find somewhere safe to put all of that. Going to zoom out just a little bit. Got a disk drive here. Top plate, back plate. Seems everything's there. You don't need the disk drive cables at this stage. So, I believe this is a... That doesn't look like it's sitting correctly. It looks like it's sitting really high there, so I'm not sure if it's plugged in correctly on that bottom board, so I might have to check that. But I think for now I'll just unplug it anyway, just to eliminate things. Yeah, that's definitely not plugged in. So I'm going to have to pull that apart. But I'll leave it unplugged for now, it's not going to matter. I believe it's beeping when the power's plugged in, so I'm just going to verify that issue. So I'm just going to plug power cable in and we'll see what happens. 3 beeps, okay. I believe that is usually some kind of BIOS issue, but I believe it can also be caused by a full UART database. So I'm going to quickly check UART. So we have the TX connection here and an RX here. So we're going to connect this one here is our TX line. We're going to connect that to RX on our reader. So I'll just come in with our, I'll just add a little bit of flux here. So we'll do that on there. Doesn't have to be a perfect connection, as long as it is connected. And then that on there, we've got our ground connected. So we can open our UART tool. Should be able to get that on the screen for you. That'll do. And we'll plug power back in. And obviously, again, we have that issue, the 3 beeps while it's powered. So we're going to type in number 1 for getting codes. We want COM port 6, so number 3. An error, path is denied. Pretty sure it's COM 6. Let me try COM 2. No, same thing. Let me just unplug that and plug it back in. There we go. We do have some codes there. Unexpected power loss and APU not responding. Interesting. So I'm just going to clear those. And we'll try and power it on. Absolutely no response to the power button. Interesting. Just going to check we have no codes. Okay. So we're getting no response to the power button at all. So that means there's something wrong with our power, our standby rail. So our next step will be to check for shorts and maybe check for voltages as well. Actually, I might check for voltages first, Just see if we can narrow it down, see what voltage we're missing. So I should have the meter up on the screen there. I do, yep. We're in DC voltage mode, so I'm just going to check here. We have 12 volt in. Do we have our 5 volt here? Do we have our 3.3 here? We do, so we should have our 1.8. We do. Well, all those rails seem to be fine. So I do want to check some fuses. I don't think we really have any fuses on this side of the board. Yeah, I don't think we really have any fuses on this side of the board. So we're going to have to open it up. Oh, we do have one here, but obviously that one's going to be a 5 volt fuse, so that should be fine. And it is. So we've got 5 volt both sides. Okay. It could still be a bias, which is what I originally expected by the 3 volt, the 3 beeps. But I do just want to maybe take it out, see what power draw we're getting on the power bench supply, just to see if we're getting a healthy draw, which I doubt that we are, since it's not booting. That suggests to me that we're not getting to that sort of boot stage, so I don't think we're going to see a healthy draw. If I see 0 amp draw, then I will suspect the BIOS, and we can try and rebuild that, or try and read it at least. Maybe the BIOS chip itself is faulty. The liquid metal actually looks surprisingly good. Okay, I'm going to start by checking some fuses. So we'll go to continuity mode. And we've got a bunch of fuses we can check. So we do have continuity on there, which is good. Let me just turn my light on. I'm just wondering why it's so dull. There we go. F3502. That's fine. F7003 up here. That's good. F7002 up here. Fine. F7502 is fine. I think that's it. So all our fuses seem okay. Alright, so let's see what power draw we're getting. Just bring that up on the screen. There we go. I need to change this to 12 volts. Okay, and go. We get 300 milliamp and back down. That's a healthy boot. So why isn't it responding to the power button? Interesting. Let me put this back in the housing real quick. A bad BIOS will not give us a healthy boot like that. At least not in my experience. So just make sure our power button is plugged in. Seems to be. Okay, we didn't get a triple beep that time. And we got a blue light. We powered on. Just going to hook up the HDMI, see if we get an image real quick. Don't want to leave this too long since we haven't got the clamp on. We have gone to a white light. And we have an image on the screen. So did clearing the codes fix it? I'm really not sure. That's it's a bit of an odd one. I mean, it didn't seem to. Maybe it just needed to reset the power after clearing the codes. It's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, that's definitely booting. I'm just going to shut it down. I'll give it a service, put it back together. Give it a bit more of a thorough test. And yeah. I think we can call it a fix. I think it's to do with the codes. The other thing is, because I haven't got the clamp on, it could be an APU thing. Maybe a cracked solder ball or something under the APU. Now that I haven't got the clamp on, it's sort of fixed it. So I will get it all back together and give it another test. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we are fully back together with the exception of this top cover. Let's just double check that everything's working. No free beeps. HDMI. Just going to turn the TV on and there we go. Power's on. We'll just check the TV for a display. It says PlayStation up there. Got a display, lovely. I'll just sync up a controller to verify that the USBs are working on the front. I did plug them back in. I didn't show that on camera, but I did plug them back in. There we go. Controller has synced. Console is on. And I just want to also quickly verify the disk drive, just because we did have that unplugged and stuff. So I just want to make sure it's all been plugged in and the screws haven't been put in too tight or anything like that. I'm just going to put in a disk drive. And we've got FIFA. See if that comes up. It's spinning. There it is. So disk drive seems to work. Takes it in, puts it out. Happy days. So that's it for today's episode. If you've enjoyed this one or you have any comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and bell notifications. And if you need something repaired, my details are in the description. Thanks.